Thursday night football last night. Bucs, Bears under a minute left to play. Tampa needs a field goal to win. 4th and 6. Brady misses the receiver, but wait, 4th down, guys. It's fourth. No, Brady. That was it. You're done, buddy. Rare mental lapse. It appeared that Tom Brady lost track of downs at the worst possible time, and that's how this one ended. Oh, I hate that iPad. Bears hang on for that 20-19 win. Here is Tom Brady on the final play.
Yeah, I knew we needed a chunk, and I was thinking about more yardage. And then, you know, it was bad execution. And we had a great opportunity there, so just didn't execute when we needed to.
I didn't have our team ready to play, so it's obvious.
Bruce, at the end of the game there, that last drive, it looked like Tom might have been confused with what down it was. Did he not know it was 4th down?
Yeah, he knew. He knew.
Okay. Or did he know? Our quarterback, Michael Vick, now dying to know what your take was on that, Mike. What did you see last night from Tom Brady and that apparent mental lapse?
Mike, be honest.
Yeah, the goat got
truth,
caught up in the moment. The goat got caught up in the moment, man. I mean, it was unfortunate. Like, Tom almost convinced me that he had another down left last night. And, you know, and watching, I mean, I honestly thought that he had one more down. But I just think he got caught up in the moment. You know, as you know, the game's moving fast. I don't know how too many drives he done had with this Buccaneers offense this season. But it's evident that, you know, things kind of got out of whack, and Tom certainly lost track of what was going on throughout the game. And, you know, it happened at a critical moment. You know, it happened at a time where he needed to be at his best, and it just wasn't there, unfortunately. But, you know, I can understand get the chunk. You know, usually in the 2-minute drill, you're working, you know, chunk the check down or check down the chunk down the field. You got to have a plan, and I think he just got caught up in the moment. And, you know, unfortunately for the Bucs, man, it didn't work out. So, yeah, I'm trying to recollect if this ever happened to me throughout the course of my career. But I think, you know, in 2-minute drills and,
couldn't think of
you know,
one
those moments,
time
that's when you locked in the most. That's when you locked in the most.
Well, do you have a bad Brady moment?
For Tom.
You got to have a bad Brady moment. You played forever.
No.
That never,
He's like, not that bad.
Happened, guys.
He's like, that never happened.
It's so much that you have to be able to, you know, recollect in the 2-minute drill, and especially playing quarterback, man. And, you know, we don't see this too often in birds right now.
Guys, you know why it never happened to Mike Vick? Because it never happens to almost anybody. This is not us picking on Tom. This is a jarring, shocking moment. That drive went like this. 1st down, first play, completion, 1st down. First down on the next set of downs, incompletion. 2nd down, it's a check down, caught inbounds, tackled inbounds, so they're hurrying. 3rd down, bad pass to Gronk. 4th down, pass deep over the middle, game over, and Brady's waving 4 fingers. There was no reason to forget the set of plays except for the fact that Brady's mind was a little elsewhere, and you know where it was? With Khalil Mack, with that Bears defensive line, with his skittishness in the pocket all night long. And I might, you know, not revel in this so much if it wasn't what came right before it and what came right. Because what we were seeing before this drive was the full Tom Brady experience in the bad way, which is screaming and dog cussing your teammates for not doing their job. And then after it, which is after he tries to convince the refs it's 4th down, that he has another down, he leaves the field while the Bears are still taking knees. And then after the game, he won't own it. Like, come on. I'm not going to kill him for leaving the field early, but there are plenty of folks who annihilated LeBron last week because he walked off the court when the clock said 0, but there's actually 0.7 left. He's running off the field when the Bears are still taking knees instead of congratulating Nick Foles. Nick Foles out there looking around like, where's Tom? Where's Tom? Nah, bruh. He's in the locker room. He's getting ready to lie to America at his press conference. That all happened, Brandon, and there's no way around it. That all happened.
Yeah. No, that's bad. Wow. And to be honest, Nick, we didn't feel, and that kind of changed my tone a little bit. You know, he's the GOAT. You know, Mike, you just said it. We say it every single day. And you know, there's high expectations when you have that title. So that's inexcusable. But at the end of the day, you know, was this a bad play? Yes. Is it the defining moment? Was it a defining moment in this game? Yes. And it won't be a defining moment. We won't know if it's a defining moment in this season until the end of the season, if they miss the playoffs by one game or if they don't make the playoffs, right? So right now it's still a lot of football left. I know we only have 16 games in the NFL season, but the season is long. You know, they'll be okay. There's no doubt in my mind they'll be okay. I love what I'm seeing on the defensive side. They have really stout defensive line. And then Tom Brady was still able to be effective in the passing game with the banged up receiving core. You know, he got guys on IR, guys not playing, guys down, and I thought he looked good. This is the game. This game turned out to be exactly what I thought it would be, Wilds. A game that was going to be won in the trenches, big on big, strength on strength, and it just came down to that moment, which was bad for him. So Tom got some answers. Yeah, really hopefully he has some answers, but there's really nothing he can say about it.
Okay, so Mike, I want to ask you a question. So Tom Brady obviously forgot fourth down. He's lying about it. It's you don't need the Zapruder film to figure this out. And then Bruce Arians lied about it. So you know what I'm going to do? Maybe because I'm a lifelong Tom Brady fan. Mistakes happen. It is what it is. Guys drop balls. And I know you talk to professional athletes like it's not just that one play. Every play is important. There was a holding penalty. You know, it's a little team atmosphere. But running off the field, as Nick Foles seems to be obviously waiting for you, and you haven't played him since the Super Bowl, and it feels like a camaraderie moment in that Tom Brady's then pouting. That's not getting caught up in the moment. That's a decision to be, to me, as a non-football player, it just looks rude. But to you, if you're Nick Foles, that seems like a level of disrespect. I mean, how are you taking that moment if you were Nick Foles?
Yeah, if I'm Nick, I'm looking at it like, come on, TV12, you the GOAT. I mean, it's just one game. I mean, I outdueled you, and I beat you on this night. Like, acknowledge it, accept it, and you still got another, 12 to 11, 12 games to go. So, let it go. It's all good. But, for Tom to run off and not acknowledge Nick, I think that was a sign of unprofessionalism. Tom is much better than that. I understand he was frustrated and things didn't go right the entire night for him, but that was because of a plethora of things. So Tom can't point the finger at other people. He got to point the finger right back at himself.
I think he did the same thing in the Super Bowl, too.
Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he acknowledged Nick after the game, for sure.
Yeah, you can't do that. But I saw something I liked, Nick. I did see something from the Tampa Bay locker room that I really liked. Coach Bruce Arians. You can teach a whole new tricks.
Helping out Tom.
That's what we crushed him the first couple weeks, right? And he sat up there and said, I didn't get my team ready to play. And he said, oh, Tom knew. That's what you're supposed to do as a leader, because what happens is if he stands up there and he actually acknowledges it, now he's adding more fuel to the fire, Wilds. That's why you do that, because the story becomes now there's tension in the locker room.
But what could have diffused at the press conference, be like, listen, it's, I've had
how do you do that?
100,000 snaps of football in my life, because he's on camera. He knows that everyone knows that he's screwed up.
Well, we're watching presidential debates
I got it.
You don't answer that question. You run away from that question.
But everybody knows it. And I do think he would. I do think, to Wild's point and Jenna's point, Jenna, I think what you said, I don't think can be glossed over. Nick Foles has played Tom Brady twice. He's beaten him both times. Yep. And both times, Brady has left the field without congratulating Nick. Now, the first one is in the Super Bowl. Emotions are so high. I almost,
confetti's
just like I gave Cam a pass for the bet. Right.
They're celebrating.
The Super Bowl, you can, absolutely. The Super Bowl, I didn't kill him before then. I'm not going to retroactively kill him. But Jenna, he knows he left him hanging in the Super Bowl. He knows that, as Mike says, he's the GOAT, and the other guy's Nick Foles. And now Nick Foles beating him again, and maybe that's the moment where you not only congratulate him there, but like, hey, and by the way, congrats on that ring, man. You got me. Yeah, and now I only have 6 instead of 7. And Brady was pouting. And now, in his defense, maybe he thought it was the preseason.
He didn't lie. He deflected.
Maybe he lost track of the games.
He didn't lie. He deflected.
Things aren't getting any easier for Tampa.
Nope, Jenna.
Tampa's got the Packers coming up next week. LA with a chance to claim a title tonight. LeBron is ready. Before we go to break, listen to DeMar DeRozan on just how locked in LeBron gets during playoffs.
And when our teammates forgot the play and Bron told him to play, like it was some crazy stuff. We called it a play. He was like, "What?" And Bron told him what our play was. And it just shows you like how locked in this dude be when it comes